Let me show you how to teach a 5-year-old open stance forehand. So when I started off working with Kian, he was not really able to understand the footwork. For him, it was a little bit tough to understand which leg has to go where. Close stance was something that he was always playing, but open stance was not really in the books. So when I was not able to explain him to the best of my abilities, we came up with a new idea of stopping with the right foot on the outside on the yellow line, as you can see here. So he will take the racket back, run towards the line, stop with the right foot. What it will do is that it will give him a better idea that legs have to stop on this white line or on the yellow line. This was the best way to explain a kid how open stance works. There's a lot of ways that I try, but each kid is different, and I just have to play around, okay, which methods will work for me the best. So the first drill that I wanted to start off with was very simple. When the ball lands between the first two lines, it has to be a close stance because the ball is coming directly in his way. And when the ball is going a little bit far away from the body, it becomes an open stance. This is the easiest way for me to explain a kid, okay, when to position which leg. What I like to do always is that the kid has to prepare the racket before they start running for open stance because late preparation will make the contact also late. Once I was able to explain him the exercise started to move a little bit easier. So as you can see, he's able to play a very simple close stance and a very simple open stance, stopping on the line. Once I know he's comfortable with stopping on the right leg on the outside, I will make all the lines the way it was before. Then we would just try a basic open stance and a basic close stance without giving him an exact mark where he has to stop. But he just has to stop with the right leg on the outside of how we're just progressing towards the stance in a very controlled environment. I'm not giving him the ball from far away. I'm just hand feeding him. This way it just becomes easier for him to learn the stance. My basic theory of teaching is very simple when it comes to technical stuff, which is hand feed to racket feed to rallies. So as we did the hand feed and the player is able to understand, we go with the racket feed. It's the same. The lines in the middle becomes a close stance and the lines on the outside becomes an open stance. The whole exercise is very controlled because we want the player to exactly do the right thing while learning. And once the player has learned it and they know, okay, exactly which leg has to go where, that's when we will implement the same thing in rallies. So the exercise becomes a little bit realistic. We are still playing the balls in the same manner, which is one close stance and one open stance. Once a player is able to do that well, I start to increase the speed of the intervals. That means the ball is just going a little bit more faster between each change of stance. Now I can ask the player to start moving the feet a lot faster and start to really play the stroke like he's playing in a match. Now this is Kian's first time learning open stance. How I taught him was very simple. We just increase the number of repetition in each progression until I see progress. If I don't see progress, we stay in the same progression even if it takes days.